Hey there, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the loneliness trap and how perfectionism can contribute to feelings of isolation and disconnection. We're talking about how perfectionism can contribute to loneliness. Perfectionism is often praised as a desirable trait, but it can actually lead to feelings of isolation and disconnection from others. If you're someone who struggles with perfectionism like me, this video is for you. Stick around to learn some practical tips for breaking free from the loneliness trap and building deeper connections with others. Before we dive into today's discussion, could I humbly ask you to subscribe to my channel, like and also share with your family, friends and loved ones. Defining perfectionism. First things first, let's define what we mean by perfectionism. Perfectionism is the tendency to set impossibly high standards for oneself and others, often resulting in feelings of stress, anxiety, and self-doubt. It can manifest in different areas of life, such as work, relationships, or even personal goals. The first reason why perfectionism can lead to loneliness is that it creates an impossible standard for ourselves and others. When we strive for perfection, we set the bar impossibly high and it's easy to fall short. This can lead to a constant feeling of inadequacy and shame. When we are ashamed of our perceived flaws or mistakes, we may avoid sharing our true selves with others. This can create a sense of isolation and disconnection as we keep others at arm's length to avoid being judged or rejected. Take a moment to reflect on your own tendencies towards perfectionism. Are there certain areas of your life where you tend to set unrealistic expectations for yourself and others? For example, imagine you're a freelance writer who's struggling with a bout of writer's block. Instead of acknowledging that this is a common experience for writers, you beat yourself up for not even being productive enough. You worry that your clients will see you as an unreliable or incompetent if you don't deliver your work on time. You start to withdraw from social events or conversations with friends because you feel like a failure. But in reality, your friends may have been able to offer support or understanding if you had shared your struggles with them. A perfectionism trap, unrealistic expectations and disappointments. So, why does perfectionism lead to feelings of loneliness? Well, when we hold ourselves and others to impossibly high standards, we set ourselves up for disappointment. We may become frustrated with ourselves or others when we fail to meet those standards, leading to feelings of isolation and disconnection. The second reason why perfectionism can lead to loneliness is that it can prevent us from engaging in shared experiences with others. When we are too focused on doing things perfectly, we may avoid trying new things or taking risks. This can limit our opportunities for growth and connection. We may also shy away from collaborative projects or activities that require vulnerability or compromise, as they can threaten our sense of control. Think about the time when you felt disappointed in yourself or someone else for not meeting a high standard. How did this affect your relationship with that person? For instance, imagine you're a part of a community choir. You love singing, but you're constantly worried about hitting the wrong notes or forgetting your lines. You avoid taking solos or suggesting new songs as you're afraid of being judged by your choir mates. As a result, you miss out on the chance to bond with others over your shared love of music. You also miss out on the opportunity to improve your skills and learn from others' feedback. Breaking free. Tips for overcoming the loneliness trap. The good news is that we can break free from the loneliness trap by learning to practice self-compassion, setting realistic expectations, and accepting imperfection in ourselves and others. One way to practice self-compassion is to treat yourself the right way you would treat a close friend. If you wouldn't say something negative to a friend, why say it to yourself? Additionally, try to focus on your strengths and accomplishments rather than your shortcomings. Setting realistic expectations is another important step in overcoming the loneliness trap. We can't expect ourselves or others to be perfect all the time. It's important to give ourselves and others grace and forgiveness when mistakes are made. Accepting imperfection is key to building deeper connections with others. When we embrace imperfection, we create a safe space for others to be themselves around us. This allows us to form deeper and more meaningful connections with the people in our lives. Think of a relationship in your life that you would like to improve. What unrealistic expectations are you holding for yourself or the other person? How could you adjust those expectations to improve the relationship? The third reason why perfectionism can lead to loneliness is that it can make us overly critical of ourselves and others. When we are hyper-focused on flaws or mistakes, we may be quick to judge ourselves and others harshly. This can create a circle of negativity and self-doubt as we start to believe that everyone is judging us as harshly as we judge ourselves. Let's say you are an artist who's working on a new painting. You're proud of your work, but you can't help noticing all these small imperfections and errors. That is me though. When a friend comes back to see your painting, you immediately point out all the flaws and apologize for not being a better artist. Your friend may not have even noticed these imperfections, but now they feel awkward and uncomfortable. They may hesitate to share their own creative work with you in the future as they fear being judged just as harshly. Building connection. The power of authenticity and connection. So, what can we do to build deeper connections with others? One way is to practice authenticity and vulnerability. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable with others, we create a space for deeper connection and understanding. Another way to build connection is to engage in shared activities or hobbies. This provides a common ground for us to connect with others and can lead to the formation of new friendships. Finally, finding a supportive community is key to combating feelings of loneliness. This can be a group of friends, a support group, or an online community. It's important to find people who share our values and interests and who support us in our journey towards growth and self-improvement. Example, let's even think of a new activity or hobby you've been wanting to try. How could you use this as an opportunity to connect with others and build new friendships? The loneliness trap is a real struggle for many perfectionists, but it's not a life sentence. By practicing self-compassion, setting realistic expectations, and accepting imperfection, we can break free from the loneliness trap and build deeper connections with others. Remember to practice vulnerability and authenticity, engage in shared activities or hobbies, and find a supportive community to help combat feelings of isolation and disconnection. So, what can we do to break free from the loneliness trap of perfectionism? The first step is to actually practice self-compassion and acceptance. We are all human and we all make mistakes. It's okay to be imperfect. By practicing self-compassion, we can reduce our shame and fear of rejection and open ourselves up to deeper connections with others. The second step is to embrace vulnerability and take risks. When we allow ourselves to try new things and take on challenges, we open ourselves up to new experiences and growth opportunities. We also give others the chance to see us as humans with strengths and weaknesses rather than as perfect robots. Finally, we can work on cultivating positive relationships with others. By focusing on building relationships based on authenticity, empathy, and mutual support, we can break free from the cycle of negativity and judgment that perfectionism can create. So there you have it. Perfectionism may seem like a desirable trait, but it can actually lead to loneliness and disconnection from others. By practicing self-compassion, embracing vulnerability, and cultivating positive relationships, we can break free from the loneliness trap and live more fulfilling lives. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more content on personal growth and self-development. And as always, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below.